trees. There's a park I walk through every morning on my way to work. It's not grand. Just a few benches, some worn-down paths, a playground. But it's quiet and green, and I've grown fond of the trees. Over time, I've come to notice how different each tree is. Some are tall and upright. Others crooked and twisted like they've been dancing all their lives. A few are missing branches, and one is covered in moss. But none of that feels wrong. They're just trees, growing, surviving, existing. One morning, as I was sitting under the biggest tree, sipping my tea from a paper cup, I saw an older man helping a little boy tie his shoelace. The boy had probably fallen and scraped his knee, but the man didn't rush him. He waited patiently, talked softly. The boy nodded, stood up with a smile, and they walked off. It was such a small moment, but it stayed with me the whole day. Later, at work, I found myself frustrated with a colleague who always seemed to interrupt me in meetings. I was just about to confront him when I remembered that tree, one of the crooked ones near the edge of the park. It wasn't trying to be annoying by growing sideways. It was just growing the only way it could, maybe because it didn't get enough sunlight, or maybe the wind had shaped it that way. What if my colleague had grown that way too? Not out of arrogance, but out of a habit formed by years of being unheard. That night, I sat by my window and thought, try turning people into trees. It sounds silly, but the more I practiced it, the more peaceful I felt. My neighbor, who always complained about the trash bins. Maybe she's just been trying to keep order in her own way. The delivery guy who barely smiled. Maybe he was having a hard day. Even the version of myself that I often judged harshly for being too sensitive, too reserved, not achieving enough. I tried to see myself as a tree too. Some days I was blooming. Other days, I was losing leaves. And that was okay. One afternoon, I offered a bottle of water to a street performer who looked exhausted after dancing in the sun. He smiled, took it, and said, "People don't usually see us." That line hit me. How often do we walk past others without really seeing them? In the woods, you don't compare one tree to another. You just look and appreciate. Some are wide and old, others thin and just beginning. But each has a place. No one tells a tree it's wrong for growing the way it does. Yet, when it comes to people, including ourselves, we judge constantly. What if we didn't? What if we stopped thinking, he's too loud, she's too quiet, I'm not enough, and instead saw everyone as they are, shaped by their conditions, trying their best, growing in their own way. In the end, that's the lesson I've learned. We're all just trees, reaching for sunlight. We bend, we break, we heal, and we grow. So the next time your mind begins to judge someone, pause and practice turning them into a tree. Appreciate them just the way they are. Because the moment you allow that, you'll start allowing yourself to.